Here's Brian sending the mailman racing down the street.
Get out of here, I'll kill you! But come back tomorrow, same time. I get very sad on Sundays when you're not here.
And here he is, joining the rat race with his 9 to 5.
Oh, let's see, something good, something good, something good. You look like Snoopy and it makes me smile. Where you need improvement, you have smelly dog farts.
Dude may be a dog, but Brian Griffin's worked for his place in the world a bunch of times over the years, more so than me. And today, I'm going to be asking the question that everyone needs to know the answer to. How many jobs has Brian had? We're going to be going through all of his jobs from least to most crazy to find out which one of them is the most bizarre. Starting with the time Brian was a waiter. And it's all thanks to him going and moving to LA, or Hollywood to be more precise. He's trying to make it out there in the industry, and to make ends meet, he gets a job as a waiter at a swanky Hollywood bar.
Hey, Jody, how's the baby? All right. Hey, I need more cheese puffs, Manny. Looks like Oprah's off the wagon again. And skip the toothpick, she'll just hurt herself.
It's not the highest paying work in the world, but it helps him get by. Although hearing about his coworker making it big time isn't exactly what a guy wants to hear at the start of his shift.
Did you hear about Jason? Paramount bought his script.
They bought Death Spares Not the Tiger?
$100,000. Pretty good, huh?
Jeez, he's been in LA how long? Unbelievable.
But you know what? Good for him. It's also an insult to injury, because this job's a little demeaning for someone as proud as Brian is. It's not the only time Brian's worked as a waiter, though, because if you guys remember, there's a time where Peter had his own restaurant.
All right, everybody, only 3 hours till opening. Oh, this is gonna be the coolest place in Quahog.
As well as serving customers food, Brian is also responsible for mixing drinks and doing some bartending. Just look at the top left of your screen of this next clip. If you're wondering how Peter afforded this place, well, basically he finds an old coin, which is worth a bunch of money. And if you're also wondering why there's so many handicapped people in this restaurant, it's because his grand opening was a failure and now he's relying on Joe's buddies to make some sales.
Why? Everybody's having a great time. Besides, think of the money we're making.
I don't care about that. I wanted a cool restaurant, not the cafeteria at the Veterans Hospital.
Peter, brother, your pal's doing you a favor and this is how you repay him? It gets worse, actually. He ends up banning handicapped people from his restaurant, but they end up uniting into some transformer thingamajig called Crippletron and destroy the place. With the place absolutely totaled, Peter has no more restaurants and Brian is out of work. That's no biggie. Being a waiter doesn't pay the bills anyway. Not when you're working in a family joint or in Hollywood anyway. But while Brian was in LA, he had to get a second job, and it's, well, I wouldn't exactly call it an upgrade, being a car wash attendant. As well as earning a buck, the idea of working jobs like this is that you get to meet and talk to celebrities and agents. You know, because Brian's a budding writer. Well, he's about to run into Michael Eisner, the former chairman of Disney, and he decides to shoot his shot.
It's been Brianized. You might notice that new script smell. Every car I hand wash comes with a smile, an air freshener, and a copy of my can't-miss coming-of-age teen comedy set in Wisconsin.
Hey, okay, cold pitching is pretty hard, but hey, let's see what Mike thinks.
What's your name?
Brian?
Let's see. There we go. Brian. See you at Disneyland. Bring money.
Chin up, brother. Who'd want to work for a guy like that anyway? Sure, he's got billions of dollars to back you, infinite production companies, a built-in audience to watch all your stuff, and I'm not helping, am I? We'll come back to his time in Hollywood later because there's another job we want to talk about, but for now, let's go back to Quahog. Despite me not thinking that Brian's really that much of a handyman, he manages to snag a job working at Home Depot. And while it sounds good, he's not exactly enthusiastic about it.
Excuse me, how many BTUs does this grill have?
More than you need, less than I want.
Do you have a small grocery cart I could put this boat-sized hunk of lumber in?
Probably out in the parking lot.
Can you tell me where I can find extension cords?
Aisle 25.
I was just there.
26.
There is no 26.
15.
Me at Walmart. Don't tell my former boss I said that. Brian's more concerned about making himself look cool in front of his colleagues than actually care about the customer.
Haven't introduced myself. Guys in my crew call me the Ratchet.
He brings that attitude home with him too. Just because he works at a hardware store, he now thinks he's like Bob the Builder or something.
Yep, she's off kilter. I'm gonna have to plane her down. Lois, what year was this house built?
I don't know, maybe 1945?
Good, it's grandfathered in. Thought I'd need a variance. Don't want to get a code vi. Vi is violation. Code is just code.
And if you thought that was bad, get a load of this.
That's just stuff you pick up on the site. I'm gonna go use a miter to jerry-rig a shim jam, strap hinge, quarter-round soffit 2x6 dowel, cherry picker flim flam.
I don't know if it's the job that's bringing out this pretentiousness that he has, or if he's just always been that way. I want to say it's the job, but I can't in good conscience say that. Well, Stewie don't care. He doesn't like how Brian's been acting, so he decides to make it his mission to get Brian fired. And sure enough, he succeeds.
Dewey, you got me fired!
Oh, who are you kidding? You got yourself fired. Parading around there, pretending you know the first thing about tools.
You're going down there with me right now to tell them what you did.
Brian got fired because Stewie hired some men to give his boss a soda can that they'd shook up. Seems like grounds for unfair dismissal to me, but I'm just kind of glad he's out of there. They end up getting into a fight and Brian's hernia ruptures, so Stewie has to perform an operation now that Brian's unemployed and without health insurance.
Just use the staple gun. Ah! Damn it! Ah! You know what? That was really easy. That guy who killed Joan Rivers must be terrible at this.
Brian helped guide Stewie through the operation using his tools and some of the lingo he learned on the job. So I guess being that insufferable can have its benefits. Aside from living in Austin, Hollywood, and Quahog, Brian also used to live in New Orleans, where to earn money, he got a job as a pizza delivery guy.
What the hell?
We're all just blocking the street.
Come on, I gotta deliver this pizza.
Well, at least the song's catchy.
30 minutes, it's a company promise.
We're all just blocking the street.
Oh, thank God.
One of us dropped the contact lens. We're going back.
Trying to get through is pretty much impossible, so Brian figures if you can't beat him, join him.
We won't stop blocking the street. Never stop blocking the street.
Guess we can add that to the list of jobs he's quit. Maybe for a good reason, though. I'd want to join that band, too. The next job of Brian's I wanted to look at actually comes as a result of him kissing someone, a married someone. And this someone isn't anyone, it's Bonnie. We know she's been suffering silently with Joe for years, and when Brian smells a chance, he pounces.
It's just that when I was young, I had so many things I wanted to do with my life. But now I'm 46, and all I've ever done is take care of Joe.
And after being a shoulder to cry on, Brian sees his chance to ramp things up.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean.
No, it's okay.
Brian obviously feels pretty lousy. He's not only kissed a disabled man's wife, he's also kissed the wife of one of his friends. Hoping that he can keep a secret, Brian heads down to tell Peter the news, but that big blabbermouth can't keep anything to himself.
The other night at your party, Brian kissed Bonnie.
What?
Bonnie, is this true?
I know, making out with a dog? Can you even imagine a woman who possibly does that for real?
Honestly, it's kind of on Brian for telling him. Obviously, Joe isn't happy that Brian's been doing that, and he sets out to make his life a living hell.
Is that the guy? Read your text, Jerry. Not supposed to say you know me. I hope your day gets better, Brian.
The back and forth between Joe and Brian gets the attention of the entire street, so they stage an intervention. But it doesn't go quite well.
For years, she gave up her own dreams to take care of Joe. And yeah, maybe she kissed me. Maybe she needed to because she feels so trapped in her marriage.
It's true. No one ever takes the time to ask how I feel. Brian's the only one.
So instead of sticking around somewhere they're not understood, Bonnie and Brian decide they're gonna elope together and start a new life.
We are 0 for 2 on interventions today.
This new life isn't exactly great, though. Sure, they're together and all, but they've had to pick up jobs at a rundown diner to make ends meet.
Bad news. The teenage runaways at table 4 were not big tippers.
We just need enough money to get to Taos.
Working at the diner is the least of their troubles, though, because now that they've spent some time together, Bonnie and Brian realize they don't actually like each other.
If you could talk with even a little bit of inflection to your voice so it doesn't sound so much like a power sander.
Screw you. You tweet things that aren't worth tweeting.
Well, I'm sorry, but Kim Kardashian did get famous for making a tape.
So their new life isn't exactly sunshine and rainbows, and as it's just about to hit rock bottom, who else but Joe turns up to try and salvage things?
And if you're willing to come back home, I promise I'll spend the rest of my days taking care of you.
Hold on now. Brian's not gonna get away with it that easy, is he?
I guess just call me Cupid, huh? You're welcome.
Oh, damn it!
Oh. No, he's not. Well, at least he doesn't have to work in that diner anymore. So instead, he decides he's gonna be a retirement home worker. I don't mean a carer, I mean someone who goes in and entertains the residents. You know, keeps them company, plays a few games.
King me.
I don't want to play anymore. The pain. I can't live like this, Brian. I need you to pull the plug.
Well, I can't.
Be my angel and set me free. Please.
Not what I meant. Gets even darker, too.
Oh my God, you were really gonna do it!
But you...
Nurse! This dog is trying to kill me! Nurse!
So yeah, after that, Brian rightfully decides that he just isn't cut out to work in a retirement home. Don't worry though, Brian, you'll find your calling sooner than you'd expect. Brian's not exactly set the employment world alight. In fact, he's turned into a total slob, sat in front of the TV, wasting his day away. Relatable.
Then they pulled my legs out and threw them over there.
Brian, you still watching TV? God, you've been sitting there since I left.
I spent all morning watching a VH1 special on Gwen Stefani.
Doing nothing all day will just turn you into a cynic. Anyway, Lois suggests that Brian get back into work, but he doesn't exactly know what to do. But then it hits him. He can drive. He knows Quahog like the back of his hand, so why not be a taxi driver?
Brian, what is this? You're driving a cab?
Well, Lois, I realized you were right. I mean, it's time I went out and got a job. For God's sakes, I'm 7 years old.
7? Brother, those are rookie numbers. I was driving cabs when I was fracking 6. Brian's new career gets underway when he gets his first passenger, and of course, it's Peter.
Around the park one more time, Bitterman.
Peter, I'm not your chauffeur.
Not for long with that attitude, Bitterman. This is living, Bitterman.
If you thought that was annoying, then how about this?
Rammer.
What?
I said rammer! Now shoot her tires out.
What?
You got a gun?
Well, yeah, every cabbie carries a gun, but
Give me the gun.
As much as I've learned about Family Guy through this whole experience, when it comes to Peter, nothing surprises me anymore. What I am surprised at is how Brian treats his potential passenger, Cleveland.
I should really pick up that milk now before I forget.
You son of a bitch!
A carton of milk has cost Brian more than just a customer, too, because when he gets out of the store, he finds this on his cab.
What the hell? $400? My God, this is a bigger ripoff than Peter's Sounds of the Rainforest CD.
That's what that vicar gets! For blowing Cleveland off and for parking in a handicap zone? Brother, even I'm not that evil. Brian's obviously annoyed at having to fork out that sort of cash, but he knows that Meg is doing an internship at the town hall, so he swings on by to see if she can help him. And you can guess what happens.
Hey, Meg, I need to see the mayor about this $400 parking ticket.
Brian, you can't just barge in here. You have to make an appointment.
But this is flat-out extortion.
No, it's not. Adam can charge whatever he wants for a parking ticket.
When was Meg such a big supporter of Adam West? I'm genuinely asking. Turns out, they're in a secret relationship.
Wait, somebody's coming in. No, it's just some fat.
Oh my God, it's Meg!
What?
Meg and Adam West!
So Brian confronts Meg about her relationship, and to save Mayor West's career, the two have to split up. As for Brian's job as a cab driver, though, Cleveland puts an end to that in a pretty big way.
Brian, what are you doing here?
I, just wanted to give you this. I don't think I'll be needing it anymore.
Oh, back to the unemployment heap for Brian. But it doesn't last long. Back in the day at Classic Family Guy, Brian was quite the brainiac, the type of guy you'd actually like if he was your teacher. Well, in season 4, he actually does step into the world of education, so when Chris's teacher wins the lottery, Brian steps right up to the stand as a substitute teacher. Right up to the stand, what is this, frickin' court? It's not like this channel was built upon the foundations of the law or in courts or whatever. That would be weird. You know, he stands in as a substitute teacher.
Good morning, class. I'm your substitute teacher, Brian Griffin.
Good morning, Mr. Griffin.
Oh, please, call me Brian. Mr. Griffin is my father.
Now, I don't know about you guys. Actually, I do, because every school is the frackin' same in this respect. Substitute teachers, they come in one of two ways, right? The motto for them is like, kill or be killed. You either get run over by the class, or you run over the class. Let's see which one Brian is.
Hello, class. Mark Twain here, filling in for Brian Griffin. I understand you children read my book, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn.
Yes!
You know what? At least brother's getting into character. I can relate to that. He's not too shabby with the Mark Twain either. The class is loving it. They're eating it up.
Who can tell me the significance of the carpetbaggers in my novel?
Yeah, they stood for corruption and greed.
That's exactly right. Just like the presidency of James Garfield.
When Brian comes back as himself, once again, he's entertaining.
Well, I gotta catch my time steamboat back to the 1800s. Hey, sorry I'm late. Did I miss anything?
Yeah, Captain Crunch was here. Didn't you pass him on the stairs?
Hey, Chris was a lost cause long before Brian started working at the school. His hard work hardly pays off, though, because after a pretty good week in school, Brian's reassigned to teach remedial English, and I don't think his character work's gonna work here.
Hi, I'm Mr. Griffin, but you can call me Brian. Mr. Griffin is my father.
He tries his best, but his hands are pretty much tied. I mean, listen to one of the kids report on Great Expectations.
Listen to this kid's report on Great Expectations. Miss Havisham should have throwed that cake out so it don't, like, mess all up house. I don't know what to do. You know, society's given up on these kids, and I feel like I may be the only one who can help them.
It's a pretty noble thing to try and do, Brian, and maybe I was wrong before. Maybe what this class needs is Brian's character work after all.
Alright. So's I'm chillin' in Verona when my homie busts out with, "Yo, Romeo, check out that biatch Juliet in the window."
Okay, bold choice. But like, hey, let him cook. I don't...
Tupac and Biggie, know what I'm saying?
That's racist, man. Yeah, that's just straight ignorant.
Consider the kitchen a burn down. Brian's out of ideas, so he just turns up for work and pretty much just lets the kids fail. I mean, he's flogging a dead horse here. What can he do?
Hey, yo, man, what's that thing in the middle?
What, this? You gotta be freaking kidding me. That's an ampersand. It's a symbol for the word and. My God, nobody can be this stupid.
Defeated, Brian tries one last time to get through to the kids, and while it doesn't exactly land, spirit's there.
Without a decent education, you could spend the rest of your life as a ditch digger or a motel maid or a...
I could be a ditch digger?
A motel maid? I could be a...
well, no, you don't want to...
Wow, Mr. Griffin, you're the first teacher that ever told us we could do anything.
Well, I didn't mean sell your body for money.
The kids rally around Brian and figure if the system is already stacked against them, why not just become what they can? Because it's surely better than nothing.
Oh, Captain, my captain!
No, you're actually misunderstanding.
Oh, Captain, my captain!
Well, if it works for you, I guess.
Oh, Captain, my captain!
Yeah, what the hell? Be the best damn hooker you can be.
Oh, Captain, my captain!
In your case, I'd get the money up front.
Helping young people discover their life's purpose is exactly what a teacher should do. And I think Brian's not only a good teacher, he's the cool teacher you wish you had. It's a shame he didn't stick at this profession because it clearly gave him some purpose in life, even if exhausting. We just seen Brian work with the kids, so how about the time his job was to entertain them? Along with Stewie, of course. The idea is they write kids' songs and perform them, so let's take a look at that writing process, shall we?
Okay, look, just pay attention.
Mama liked to party when you were in her belly. Drinking she did some.
I call that Mama Like to Party, parentheses, Chris's song.
Dewey, that's good.
Man, I'm sure Chris would love it. Anyway, before long, Brian and Stewie are hired to perform at kids' parties, and their first one is actually this weekend.
All right, we're Red Shirt, Blue Shirt, and here's a song we call Mommy and Daddy's Room, and we think it's one you can all relate to.
When everybody's gone to sleep.
Brian does more than shake a tambourine. He's got his own verse, don't worry.
Mommy says no.
Mommy says whoa.
Daddy goes, Mommy goes, ow.
Despite how depressing that frackin' thing was, the kids seem to like it, so who cares? And the birthday bookings keep on coming for Red Shirt, Blue Shirt.
Butt paste on my button. Butt paste on my button. Oh, butt paste on my button.
That one's nearly as good as have you ever put a butter on a frackin' frick me. That one's nearly as good as have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart. No amount of confidence was gonna save that one. The boys then step up their act from private bookings to working at actual places like Cheesy Charlie's. They hold birthdays too, but it's slightly more corporate, so...
There's a little metal box at the top of the stairs that's hidden in a book in a drawer with the socks.
Boo! Go back to talking about butt paste. As well as their double act is going, like all great double acts, it's not long before the cracks start showing.
Could we just cut Brian's mic? His humming sounds like my table's ready at Chili's. Dewey, what the hell is your problem? I'll tell you what my problem is. I'm doing all the work and you're just riding my coattails.
Come on, boys, there's no need to fight. If at least you're gonna fight, you do it for me, baby. What does that mean? But it's gonna get worse because Brian's sick of Stewie's attitude, so he's recruited someone else to wear the red half of the Red Shirt, Blue Shirt duo.
Well, how about this, Stewie? You're fired.
Pardon?
That's right. Olivia's taking your place in the band. You are looking at the new Red Shirt, Blue Shirt.
It's a darn shame we had to cut it, but right after Brian said Red Shirt, Blue Shirt, whatever, Stewie's like, "What, the dude?" And then it was like, "Nah, Deuce is better." That was right. I just thought that was worth mentioning. This should be explaining a lot about my sense of humor. Look, Stewie's obviously distraught, right? But before we get to that, let's see the new duo in action, this time to a sold-out arena.
When everybody's gone to sleep and you've said goodnight, moon.
Oh, Daddy says please, Mommy says no.
Daddy says come on, Mommy says whoa.
But while performing, Brian notices Stewie's in the front row and
Wow.
Daddy rolls over and falls asleep. Mommy drinks wine in the dark.
It's actually really sad. After seeing Stewie crying his little heart out, Brian pulls the band right out from under the rug, I guess. That's the way to put it. But that don't mean the band don't live on without them.
Listen up, you little pieces of garbage. This song's about getting heartburn from baked clams and other kids' stuff.
That, of course, isn't the only taste of limelight Brian's had over the years. There's actually a fair few more times. But the one we're going to focus on next was the time he becomes a reality TV star. As we know, Brian's love life is not the best. Dap me up. So to spice things up and to try and find his soulmate that hopefully isn't a 2D anime woman, Brian signs up to go on the reality TV show The Bachelor. He's not into anime women, I don't know. Maybe I'm just projecting.
Well, it's been great to meet you all, and I'm looking forward to getting to know you while we're here.
Dude, put your pants on.
Shut up!
If you've never seen the show before, basically a bunch of guys try to woo one woman and she chooses the person at the end of the show that she's going to quote-unquote be with. Now, this sort of thing is usually beneath Brian, but he figures he'll give it a go this time. I mean, you get desperate enough, he'll do pretty much anything, right?
Brian,
What? Are you serious?
I feel like I didn't get to know you at all. Would you accept this rose?
All right.
Brian's kind of been aloof with Brooke, but when he actually gets to know her, he likes her pretty well.
Oh, could I bum one of those? You know, I don't even know why I agreed to do this show. This is just so not me. I would much rather just be home listening to my old jazz records.
Really?
See, Bri, this is why you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. The two of them actually hit it off quite nicely, and Brian starts realizing he's gotten feelings for her.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I know I was skeptical at first, but I gotta be honest, I've never felt this way about anyone before. I mean, I'm in love. That's it.
Brooke whittles down her bachelors to the final two, and it's Brian and Quagmire left. Yeah, I forgot. I've neglected to mention that he's been here, but you probably figured it out. And after a really embarrassing dinner with his family, Brian's sure Brooke is gonna choose Quagmire.
You ever been with a woman?
No.
Peter!
What?
There, are you happy, dog?
Thanksgiving. Despite all that, though, Brooke somehow still chooses Brian, and he ends up winning the entire show.
My God, you've just made me the happiest dog in the world. I love you, Brooke.
I love you too, Brian.
Well, boy, howdy, is this anything but a happily ever after for the brother.
Well, it was great working with you, Brian. Good luck.
What are you talking about? What about us?
Oh, stop it. It's just TV.
Oh man, just look at him. Brian's crushed. Turns out the whole thing was staged, and Brooke was just going along with stuff for the good of the show. Now, while he understands, he certainly doesn't listen, and he keeps following Brooke to the point he turns up at her house.
Listen, Brian, I want you to leave me alone, or I am calling the cops.
Brooke, I'm so in love with you.
Oh! Gee, that's lovely. But he's got no choice but to get over Brooke and face the embarrassment of not actually being with someone he confessed to loving on national television. At least it wasn't boring. Which brings us right on over to Brian's next job, being a real estate agent. Now, despite how boring that may be, he does a pretty decent job, I guess, in the episode Brian the Closer. But before we see him on the job, he has a pretty gnarly accident while playing with Peter.
My teeth!
Well, it looks like Brian's gonna be eating baby food for the rest of his life because getting a new set of teeth is gonna cost a literal house, and his family don't exactly want to pay up for it.
Brian, we can try to make you feel a little less repulsive. We're not spending human money on a deformed animal.
Oh, come on, Lois, have a heart. I'm sure they got an opening at like 2:30. Get a 2:30, 2:30. What's that fish from SpongeBob? Boo, you stink! While crying his eyes out in the clams, someone does offer Brian some help.
Look, listen, just take this.
What is this?
That's my dentist. He'll bill me. I've got an account.
Of all the people to lend a hand, it's Quaggy. And the dentist does a pretty good job on Brian's smile. Some would say too good.
Oh my God, look at your teeth! Hey, maybe you could help us build the dam.
With his new set of gnashers, Brian ends up walking past the house where a couple of young buyers start talking to him.
I don't see why not. Got a nice porch. And the yard's got plenty of room for little ones. Although that's really up to the two of you.
Let me show you the house.
No need to. Your partner already sold us on it.
Sorry, I didn't realize they thought I was a real estate agent.
You are a real estate agent. You just don't know it yet.
I guess the agent knows potential when he sees it. Plus, Brian's got that real estate smile, and considering he's technically already sold a house, the agency sees no reason not to give him a job. And the first person wanting to buy a house off of him is Bonnie.
I'll take it.
When will this nightmare end for poor Joe, man? It's just one thing after another in every Family Guy video that I'm putting. It's just Joe suffering from Bonnie, period. But hey, Brian's on a roll, and it's not long before the boys in the office realize how well he's doing.
Brian, 5 sales this week. You're killing it.
Yeah.
Selling property isn't tickling Brian's pickle enough, though, so he branches out into trying to get people to invest in big property developments. And he pitches the idea to Peter and the guys.
The ceiling is a pool. The ceiling is a pool. Quagmire, you gotta get this.
I don't know about buying a place without seeing it first.
Quagmire's got a little more disposable income than the others, though, because he's just got a big bonus from his airline after celebrating 20 years as a pilot. I coincidentally forget that he's a pilot so that I can act surprised every time I remember he's a pilot. Brian kind of forces Quaggy into a deal he doesn't really want to do, but hey, I'm sure it's all above board. And this Prescott Towers place is pretty cool, right?
It's probably nothing, but there's a stain on the rug in the shape of a little kid.
Quagmire didn't just invest either. The dude bought a whole fracking apartment there. So he's pretty annoyed, to say the least. So he marches down to Brian's realty company, demands he's let out of his contract early, but the dog is nowhere to be found. So Quagmire tracks him down using his particular set of skills.
Deal and give me my money back.
Look, if you're not happy with your current property, we could roll your money over into something in Sinkhole Estates. Those places are going very fast, though.
There is a convenient get-out clause in the contract, though. But if Quagmire doesn't activate it, then it's too late. Money go bye-bye. So Brian apologizes, gives Quagmire a big speech about being sorry, and then does this.
Enjoy your crap hole, dumbass.
You son of a...
I guess it's what you get for being a douchebag, Brian. You're back to looking like a deformed elephant, and without your smile, you lost your job as a realtor to boot. Brian might have been good at the job, but this job was not good for him. A job that might be good for him, though, is working on the radio, which is exactly what he does in Mother Tucker when a radio station manager likes the dulcet tones of Brian Griffin.
Give me that.
Stewie Griffin, will you please report to the radio?
Hey, that's quite a voice you've got there. You ever think about doing radio?
Well, I listen to a lot of radio.
Well, here's my card.
Brad follows up on the offer. It's not long before he's got his own radio show called The Lunch Hour.
Hi there, I'm Brian Griffin, and you're listening to The Lunch Hour, serving up food for the mind.
Brian might not be a natural-born entertainer, but Stewie's got us covered to liven things up a bit.
Okay, we have Rose from Cranston on the phone. Welcome, Rose. Can I take your order?
That raw turkey that you ate off the counter last week that got Lois mad, when you pooped that out, was the timer still in there?
Worrying he might be in trouble, Brian apologizes to his boss, but his boss loved Stewie's call-in. So much so that he tells Brian to bring him on board and morph the lunch hour into a joint endeavor.
Hey, what's up, Quahog? From the station that reaches the beaches, you're listening to Dingo and the Baby.
Dingo and the Baby.
He's spicing up your boring show, Brian. That's what he's doing. Okay, sure, it's a little obnoxious, but at least it's tongue-in-cheek and ironic. Not, super pretentious like your gig was. Which, I mean, I've been there. But anywho, Brian figures that if you can't beat him, join him.
You're here with Dingo and the Baby. And if you're thinking about changing the station, ouch! Yo!
Well, Brian realizes he's probably let himself go off the deep end a little bit when a guest he booked and looks up to, Gore Vidal, comes in for an interview and is disgusted at Dingo and the Baby.
I was supposed to do the lunch hour.
This is the lunch hour.
That one felt like my dad.
In the morning.
Suppressed memories.
97.1.
I think I may have made a mistake.
After letting one of his heroes down, Brian decides to hang up the radio game. If he can't do it his way and get people listening, he doesn't want to be a sellout.
Oh my God, what have I done?
Hey, it's all about ratings, baby, and we got them.
No, it wasn't worth it. I'm sorry, Stewie. I can't do this anymore.
I guess being on the radio ain't Brian's bag, sure. But you know what it might be? Being a resort manager, because in the Fat Louts, he becomes the manager of the White Lotus Resort.
Welcome to the White Lotus Bermuda, named after the sports car, not the flower.
Can't believe they already promoted you to manager.
Brian figured moving out to the White Lotus Resort would give him a chance to sober up and quickly rose through the ranks to become a manager.
Front desk, this is Brian.
Yes, I'd like to request a wake-up call for tomorrow, even though every human on Earth now has an alarm clock in their pocket.
Stewie's got a new persona he's trying out while he's in Bermuda, and seeing as Brian's the manager, he makes sure his friends are being looked after.
Oh, there you are, Stu. Mr. Voyage. With apologies for the earlier fruit plate, please accept this complimentary seafood tower. Great. Now, could you bring us another one that you haven't talked all over?
A thank you would be nice, Stewie. Mr. Voyage. Brian's got more problems, though, because Meg and Chris have been caught shoplifting.
But Meg, it says here you not only stole rum, but also 2 tiny novelty license plates that say Mel and Greg?
I was gonna cut them in half and solder them together to spell Meg.
Brian manages to keep everything together, and as Meg and Chris leave his office, he gets a call from one of the resort's execs. He ain't too happy.
We've gotten several complaints from a very important guest, Desmond Voyage, including the fact that the in-room movie selections don't include Michael Clayton, despite there clearly being a still image of it on the home screen.
All this stress turns Brian to hit the bottle again, and that's when the wheels really start to fall off.
Brian, help! I'm hiking to the top of a volcano where I'm going to be thrown to my death as a sacrifice! Screw you, Stewie. You've turned my job into a total nightmare.
I know he's made your work life a living hell and all, but can't you show a bit of compassion, Bri? Oh wait, he's hammered, of course he can't. While Stewie's gone, he heads up to his room and completely trashes it with the scoots. You know what? Hey, fair game, brother. As long as there's no cameras in that room.
Yeah, I actually got fired for dragging my ass on every inch of a guest's hotel room. Oh, epic. Even their pillow? Yep. Nice.
Big shocker, there were cameras in that room, and I guess Stewie still has slept in that bed, so okay, fine. Okay, so being a resort manager clearly is just too much for Bri. But you know what might be good for him? A trip to the therapist. And after a quick appointment, Brian realizes things have gotten on top of him. And then he needs to get out of the house and get some purpose in his life or something. Whatever jobs give you. So he tries to get one of those, and at first he lands on being a guide dog. You know, helping visually impaired people.
Here, right this way. Watch your step. Okay, they're in the woods. The camera keeps on moving. I think they're looking for some witch or something. I don't know. I wasn't listening.
Wouldn't exactly call him a natural, and Brian ain't stupid, so he realizes being a guide dog ain't his calling. But believe it or not, working with that dude isn't the only time he's been a guide dog, because in season 15, he comes out of retirement to help his family. For Carter.
I gotta take a leak.
Daddy, you can't see. Let me help you to the bathroom.
I can see fine. How are you, gentlemen?
Carter needs to have a cataracts operation, which means while his eyes are on the mend, he's gonna need a bit of guidance. And that's where Brian comes in.
Mr. Pewterschmidt, your service dog has arrived.
Hey, Carter.
Brian!
You have a butler? Then why am I here? Why can't he help you?
What? That's stupid. Who would announce him?
You know you're rich when you got a butler whose specific job is announcing people. Anyway, well, Brian's doing a good deed. He doesn't exactly want to. Carter doesn't exactly have much in common with him. And, well, he's not exactly a fan of billionaires. But still, he does it for Lois.
This is the 1%er crap I can't stand.
Yes, it is. Now sit your 99%er ass down and read me the comics.
Okay. The Wizard of Id is addressing his subjects.
Is he up on that balcony?
Yes.
Haha, then it's a good one.
Plus, Brian has to do some pretty weird stuff for Carter. It's not exactly reading his medicine boxes and helping him cross the road.
Thank you, Penelope. Hey, it's 4:30. Time for dinner. But first, grab that gold bond and powder my speed bag.
Ain't no amount of money could get me powdering that dude's speed bag. As we know, though, Brian's a bit of a hypocrite, and while he says he hates being around the rich guy doing rich guy things, it's not long before he realizes that maybe there's something in this way of life.
Having a helicopter's amazing.
And that's not all. I also use it to throw boxes of frogs down on that church. They go bananas.
Boy, I could really get used to this rich guy stuff.
And he decides that if he's gonna help a rich guy, Brian's gonna live like one. And he basically becomes Carter's protege while helping him.
Funny, 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 what ask the rich man, he'll confess. Ask the man, he don't doubt.
No wonder we just gone back to the moon. There's a whole bunch of beef up there that's worth like $1 jillion. The high life must be pretty nice, but Carter's eyes are basically A-OK now, which means he don't need Brian anymore.
Seems like it's time to go home and pour some of that scotch of yours to celebrate.
See you later.
Wait, what are you talking about? I meant like both of us.
Didn't you hear him? I'm all healed. I don't need a service dog anymore.
What are you saying?
I'm saying I'm done with you.
It's funny because a minute ago, Brian was dining on stuff that's from outer space, but he's firmly back on planet Earth now, and he has to go back to his boring daily grind.
It's just that at Carter's house, if you don't want something heavy, Etienne will whip you up an egg dish with some shallots and chanterelles or whatever's fresh.
He doesn't take Carter's no for an answer, though, and barges back into his place like he's still needed.
Hey, buddy, looking good. So, what are we drinking? Or better yet, why aren't we drinking? Get the hell out of here! I told you I'm done with you!
To get Carter to take him back, Brian sinks into maybe his lowest point yet. He tricks Stewie into whipping up some acid before spraying it into Carter's face, making him lose his vision.
Penis song goes. Ah! Son of my eye! Carter, what happened? You look like you could use some help.
To get out of the hole the show's written itself into, they basically pull a plot device for comedy's sake, something I'm used to doing, and everyone's fine, no one's going to jail. I guess, though, this is one job that Brian really wanted to keep. Well, the next job on Brian's resume is one he certainly wanted to try after he heads to the chiropractor and sees how much they make.
Do you see how much that chiropractor charged? I could do the same thing he did.
You could, and that's not a compliment. His degree was from a Margaritaville.
Brian and Stewie figured they know as much about bones as the next guy, so they opened their own clinic.
I can't believe you guys got this business started so quickly.
Yeah, we found the perfect spot with 0 available parking, and the rest just fell into place.
Oh, well, at least they're honest. They tried to get their first patient, and things look pretty good.
Wow, you are so tight. Do you sit a lot? Sitting's the silent killer.
No, I stand quite often.
And that's your problem right there. Standing's the silent killer.
I actually mix it up pretty good.
I'm still in my 20s. I ain't never seen no fracking chiropractor. But do they tend to give massages too, or is this like Stewie giving an extra service? Either way, I'm in the wrong business. Anyway, he has another happy customer and heads out to get the next one from Chris. But when he and Brian try to find him, Chris is nowhere to be seen.
Chris, who's next? Chris? What the hell? Chris opened his own office?
That might be the smartest thing Chris has ever done. He spent a day or two stealing Brian and Stewie's client base, and then he's gone and opened a clinic of his own.
A lot of those people came to you with real problems, and you just exploited them for money.
Yeah, that's the whole chiropractic model.
Well, I figured I could actually help them and take their money.
Brother's a frickin' beast. Chris, pop off. You're telling me you're not just looking to profit off of people, but you actually want to help them? Even though they have the competition next door, Brian and Stewie still continue their clinic and still continue ripping people off.
Our cracks are 30% louder than that whack job next door.
How do you measure that?
With doctor things. Let's start. Wow, that was your C4 vertebra.
All this fraud is guaranteed to draw attention, and it's not long before the authorities are on their case.
Hi, we're from the Department of Health and Human Services. We've been asked to investigate your businesses for medical and insurance fraud.
After hearing what all three of the boys are doing, the authorities shut down both clinics, and they have to stop being crack dogs.
Figured you were either chiros or drug dealers. We'll give you 5 minutes to collect your tropical fish.
Oh, those are long dead.
Owning a chiropractic clinic is so overrated anyway. You know what game you guys want to get into? The B&B game, which is what Brian does in the Peter Principle, because he and Stewie decide they're going to open a B&B together.
Oh, like a B&B? That could be fun.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about you and me opening a B&B.
Are you serious? That'd be great.
Usually I'd worry about them picking some dingy place or a house that's like falling apart, but nope. They actually decide they're going to open a B&B in a super nice house.
Man, I still can't get over how perfect this place is.
I know, it's going to be such a darling B&B.
This is exactly the sort of spot you'd want to stay in if you were on a little vacay, or maybe a business trip and you wanted something more personal instead of a hotel. It's not long before their rooms are starting to fill up.
Wow, look at us, running a B&B.
Yes, so far all the guests seem very happy.
As good as it is to have a thriving business, the boys realize there's something a little strange going on with their guests.
Just charge my card.
That's weird. That's the 5th couple to check out after only an hour.
Hi, we'd like a room, please.
Wait, I'm sorry. Weren't you just here a moment ago with a different man? Oh, crap.
Forget bed and breakfast. It looks like this is now a brothel and breakfast. And while that does sound pretty bad, the truth is, it's a pretty good business. And the boys, well, I mean, not like good, but like profitable. A profitable business. And the boys already have some women who are using the place, so they figure out what the heck, go with the flow.
Brian? Brian.
What's all this?
This, Brian, is called diversification. You see, if our guests insist on bringing into our B&B, we might as well provide the women too.
And that diversification works like a charm. The boys are quickly pulling in more money than they know how to spend, but there's a catch to that dough. They aren't just paying themselves anymore. Now they gotta pay their employees, and they want a much bigger slice of the pie than the boys are willing to pay up. So the women go on strike and do this.
We just realized we can keep all the money, take your house, and kill you if you try to do anything about it.
All right, we're just gonna step outside and figure out a counter.
Well, I guess the American dream of working for yourself has gone up in flames for Brian. But if you can't use that house to make money, no one can. Because the boys decide they're gonna snitch on those workers. They call the cops to let them know what's going on in that house. The house gets seized by the cops. The boys can't exactly go back to work in there, but still, I guess a lesson was learned today. Don't open a brothel. Another business venture that Brian went into with Stewie is the time they made their own saltwater taffy company. After they're given a free sample, the boys get hooked on the sweet treat. They buy up all the taffy they can find to bring it back to town to sell for themselves. And I mean, they buy it all.
If we're going to go door to door and sell all this, we need a game plan.
Ah, yes, the most important part of any sale, the walking. Well, after walking Brian through their business strat, the boys head off, going door to door to sell their sweet stuff.
If you wow me with your pitch, the money is yours. If it closes, you have lost the sale. Now, let's hear it.
Yeah, that whole business strat thing ain't working out too well, huh? Like the boys with their taffy, I think I might be underselling it a bit there.
This is terrible, Brian. We've barely sold any boxes. Nobody likes taffy.
Yeah, I guess without the salt air and ocean views, it's just subpar gum. What are we gonna do? We sunk a lot of money into this.
Brian and Stewie go through a whole list of ideas on how to repackage the taffy, but it soon hits them that it's not the sweets that need to change, it's who they're selling them to.
Well, we found him. Stewie, rebranding this taffy as Chew-Anon was a stroke of genius.
Yep, and when we told Joe Rogan it cured COVID, we were off. God bless our stupid, stupid country.
Yeah, well, that's one way to do business. I guess Brian's on a bit of a roll here with Stewie. I wonder if he can keep it up with their next business. Not like the app scam thing, but like the condiment. Condiment? Is it a condiment? Honey. And the stuff that Stewie makes is top class.
Wow, this is good. Where'd you buy the honey?
I didn't. I'm raising bees.
You're raising bees? Like a beekeeper?
Yep.
Brian sees a gap in the market and asks Stewie to make more of the stuff so he and Stewie can sell it at an upcoming farmer's market.
This is all grass to bottle.
Ooh.
I know, right? That'll be $68.
Is this a superfood?
Total superfood.
Well, they got the selling side down, that's for sure. But they can't keep up with the demand. Everyone seems to want a jar. So Brian and Stewie go back to the drawing board to see how they're going to improve their yield. And that's when Stewie has this idea.
Steroids, Brian. This here is the same stuff that turned Barry Bonds' head into a prize-winning squash.
Okay, well, how much are we supposed to give them?
It says this is enough for a horse, so I don't know. How many bees is a horse?
Well, you can't fit a horse in this box, so I just used the whole thing.
That makes sense.
Now, while it sounds utterly insane, and it is, it's effective. Their honey output goes way up, and they got enough stock to go and sell out again at the farmer's market.
God, look at all the honey the bees made. Those steroids were a great idea, Stewie.
Okay, Mr. B, we'll give you the employee discount. After all, you— Ah!
What do you guys expect? You gave them steroids, and now they're jacked. Like they haven't eaten an ounce of fat in their life, jacked.
Well, this one's wearing a hoodie as a shirt, so yeah, I think these are ours.
Stewie, I have a bad feeling. Oh, God, it just ate the other bee!
And these bees are angry. They want their honey back.
My God, Brian, run!
They swarm back to Spooner Street looking for Stewie and Brian. The boys realize the only way to get rid of their genetic freaks is by getting rid of the hive. So they catapult that thing into the next week.
Oh, cool. Honey rain.
Their hive and honey lands on Rob Gronkowski, of all people, and it's not long before they're swarming him too. In fact, he's so afraid of the freaky bees that he gets the hell out of Quahog, and the bees follow. Anyway, with no bees, the boys can no longer get their honey, and of course that means their business is done. But moving on to our next job here, and by the way, if it wasn't apparent, this is in no particular order, we're going back to season 3 for this one, to Brian's police dog days. Not since Brian's substitute teacher work have we seen him do something he's actually good at. Well, that's about to change, and it's all thanks to Bonnie's chicken marsala.
Hey, Bonnie making chicken marsala tonight?
Oh, she made that 3 nights ago. Wow, that's some nose you got.
Thanks to Brian's nose, Joe offers him a job with the police force as a police dog, sniffing out any potential drug smugglers at the airport.
No drugs. She's good. He's clean.
Well, looks like that's it, except for the flight crew.
Hey, Brian, what's with the Johnny Law routine?
Say hello to our newest narc.
Now this is a job he's good at. He can even sniff out how many people Quagmire's been with.
You're back from Manila. You had lumpia for dinner. Then you made love to 2 Filipino women and a man.
You mean 3 Filipino women? No!
Notice how I said people and not women. Anyway, there's something else filling his nostrils now because a guy passes by and it smells like he's carrying a load of snow. If you get what I mean.
This could be the real deal, boys. Let's do it!
And you best believe it's the real deal.
Ah, it's Coke!
Yes! All right, we got him! This is great!
Good work, Brian. You still got a little,
Oh, thanks.
I suppose he's got every reason to celebrate, though. He's found a line of work he's good at, and he's now a hero.
Brian's famous. You're a hero.
Way to go, pal.
Oh, come on, stop it, you guys. It's nothing, really.
That's not nothing, Brian. I smell burning toast all the time. Isn't that the first sign of having a stroke? Stroke of luck, you know what I mean? Come on. It's the third time I've dapped myself today. Let's get a grip. Which is what Brian has when he finds this at a church Sunday school.
Brian, this is a Sunday school class.
The hell it is. This is a drug ring.
But these are just kids.
Oh, yeah? What's your name?
Ricky.
They're not kids, they're midgets. Filthy drug-peddling midgets.
Oh, my God.
Now, while he is good at the job, it doesn't come without the risks. Those risks being the white gold that Brian's sniffing out. Being exposed to it has basically got him hooked on the stuff, and his work is starting to affect his family life now.
Wow, Brian, have you lost weight? You gotta tell me your secret.
Here's a hint. Put down the fork! Face!
It goes from bad to worse when he starts stealing the confiscated Colombian dust that the police keeps under lock and key. Do you know, use it himself?
Got milk?
The family realizes that Brian has a problem, and they manage to get Brian to give up his habit and go into rehab. The only problem is that the family were planning on going vacay, but that'll have to go on hold until Brian's feeling better. Well, not where Peter's concerned anyway. He still wants a vacay, so he fakes his own addiction so he can spend some quality time in the detox clinic, and plus, his best friend Brian is there.
What are you doing here?
I'm on vacation. Oh, and if anyone asks, I'm also on Smack.
It's not long, though, before Peter's causing trouble in the clinic and forces Brian out, with the doctors telling Peter that he is the X factor in pushing Brian towards drugs. Peter signs himself out, heads home where Brian tells the family that he's responsible for his own journey now, and that he has to go at it alone. He hails a cab and heads off for Hollywood.
Well, hold on a second. Airport, please.
Now, you might be wondering why we included the ending there. Well, that's because when Brian heads to Hollywood, that's where we saw him doing his waiting and working at the car wash. Plus, there's another job from his time there coming a little later. Now, though, he's gonna hop from one service to the other as he ditches the police for the army, even though it's not exactly voluntary. You see, Stewie ends up enrolling himself and Brian after he's impressed by a handgun.
Hey, is that the M9 double-action pistol?
Sure is. Standard issue in the Army.
Where do I sign?
Right here. Did I mention there's a $100 bonus if you sign up a buddy?
Really? Well, I think I have a surprise for somebody.
Oh yeah, anti-war, seriously political guy Brian is going to be thrilled about being a soldier, Stewie. He can't back out now, though, even if he's clearly not made to be there.
You find something funny, Private Dancer?
Well, actually, yeah. Your last little back and forth there with Stewie, that whole queer thing, that was actually pretty funny.
I guess, though, when you're in an environment like that, it's easy to become institutionalized, and before long, both Stewie and Brian take to the Army training.
West Side Story, anything goes.
West Side Story, anything goes.
Two of my favorite Broadway shows.
Two of my favorite Broadway shows.
Yeah, I think I can see why Stewie likes it anyway. Apart from acting like a soldier, Brian also performs like one. I mean, here he is on the assault course. And with that performance, both Brian and Stewie graduate and are set on their first tour. To Iraq.
Oh, this isn't so bad.
Yes, the people are friendly. I say the media has totally blown this whole thing out of proportion.
Okay, I go in store, I throw backpack, big boom.
No. You are Big Boom. Big hero.
Okay, right.
Yeah, way of proportion. At the first sign of danger, the boys are completely terrified, and they realize they're not cut out for war.
Ah! What the hell was that? Help! Help! Charlie Tango Cash, 47 Victor Charlie, Mary Hartman.
Roger that. We're moving to your position.
I mean, they're not exactly cowards. Anyone's gonna be scared in that situation. But the boys know they need to get home, so they've got to figure out a way they can be sent home without deserting. They settle on this bright idea.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, damn it! Oh, my God, that hurts!
I think you missed me.
All right, I'll try again.
No. Hang on. That looks like it's painful.
Of course it's painful. There's a bullet in my foot.
Come on, Stewie. It's a small price to pay to go home, and you did sign Brian up against his will.
Ow.
Let me see.
No, it's gross.
Let me see it.
No, I don't want to gross you out. Oh, we are in so much pain right now, the two of us. Ow.
Okay, that was real.
Got some bad news for the boys, though.
We both got shot in the foot, so we figured an honorable discharge would be in order, and you could just send us back to the States.
Getting shot doesn't get you out of here anymore.
What?
Yeah, we take whatever we can get. I mean, we got 2 dead guys guarding the ammunition.
Thanks to democracy that the Iraq War ends and the boys are able to go home. But hey, This is one job that I'm sure Brian's glad didn't last forever. A lot of the working world get their jobs not by what they know, but by who they know. And thanks to Carter, or more importantly Peter, Brian's drafted into Peterschmidt Industries as a corporate exec.
You are a team of executives I can trust. Brian, Quagmire, Mort, you are going to be my creative team. You are going to help me lead this company into the future.
With Carter in a coma after partying too hard, Peter takes over as the head of the company. So that's why there have been some interesting appointments. Brian might not be the first guy you'd expect to be an exec, but he seems to take to the job quite well.
Brian, I like your accessories.
I will go get it.
Toxic success. Oh! Don't resist the urge to dap your toxic success mindset. Check. Hideous accessories. Check. Now all he needs is a cocaine addiction. Oh wait! This pooch is born to be an exec. When Carter wakes up from his coma though, he wants his business back, and thanks to some help from Lois, he manages to take it off Peter.
Oh, crap. Swamp monster!
Peter, sign this legal document giving the company back to Daddy so you won't get eaten.
I don't understand.
Obviously, when Carter's back in control, he fires Peter's exec, so Brian is back on the unemployment queue. But what if all the jobs so far were part of one bigger job? Well, you see, we look at Family Guy as a universe of its own, not like a show with like actual actors who have their own lives. But what if that was the case? What if Brian Griffin was actually an actor all along?
Being on the show reminds me of one of my favorite quotes from Macbeth.
What's the quote?
Whoa, I didn't realize this was a trial.
Obviously, you guys know that Brian isn't an actual actor, and this is just one of those one-off meta episodes, but fucking screw it, we're counting it, baby. Oh, he's been in other roles, too.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
Even if his acting there is a little tongue-in-cheek, Brian does have some history in showbiz, as we've already seen. But it goes up a notch in Pawtucket Pete, when he becomes the mascot for Pawtucket Ale. But first, it's Peter's turn as the mascot.
The face of the Pawtucket Patriot Brewery, Pawtucket Pat.
As you'd expect, Peter does a pretty good job as the mascot, but when the bosses at the brewery come to visit him at home, they see Brian and they also see potential.
Who is this?
Oh, that's my dog, Brian.
You have a dog that makes jokes and drinks beer?
Not just any beer. Pawtucket Patriot Truckers blend.
I approve that.
This is just what we need. You guys are great together.
Yeah, Brian's hired and he's debuted as a company mascot in front of a live crowd.
Say, Brian.
Yes, Peter?
What were you doing up on the roof last night?
Well, Peter, I was up on the roof because you told me drinks were on the house.
Okay, so they're gonna need to work on the name thing, but other than that, yeah, I see it. The problem is, though, people find dogs much more appealing. And it's not long before Hops is top dog around the brewery.
I am the brewery mascot.
No, you're the brewery mascot's sidekick.
Like, even at an event, everyone wants to speak to Brian, and poor old Peter is left feeling lonely.
I want you to sign my chest. And I want to hock a loogie in your face.
I want you to sign my ass.
Alone and pretty degraded, the sudden rejection drives him a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and to take Hops down, Peter shoots his parade balloon.
Everybody get down!
Brian gets blamed for the balloon bursting, and it seems like the brewery's name is now Mud.
This is a disaster! Brian, you're fired. What do you mean? This isn't my fault.
I'm never drinking this beer again.
Nah, well, I'd say it's pretty fair. I mean, he didn't even acknowledge Peter once. He literally crushed his pal's dream for crying out loud. I'm not saying what Peter did was better, but you know. Now, in season 16, Brian once again goes at it alone and moves out of the Griffin family home, but he's not exactly flush with cash, and he gets behind on his rent. So to make a quick buck, Brian gets a job at a local call center where he becomes a suicide hotline worker.
Suicide hotline?
Hey, I'm a pathetic dog whose family kicked him out, and I want to kill myself.
Stewie?
Hey, Brian, how's the new job going?
But the job is kinda on the back burner for good old Bri. He's more interested in his new coworker, Martha.
Brian?
Oh, hey, Marth.
What are you doing here?
I'm always here. Suicide is not a 9-to-5 problem.
He's not exactly smooth with her either.
Maybe we could Netflix and grill.
I think it's Netflix and chill.
Oh, good, because I don't have a grill.
Brian probably hits one of his lowest lows next. He stays in the office after hours and stalks Martha on Facebook, where he finds a video of her grandpa's funeral, which he decides to, you know, wax his carrot to.
You know what, Brian? I will. Oh my God! Gross! You scumbag!
Obviously, Brian's worried that he's gonna get fired, so after talking to his landlord, he gets the wise idea of planting drugs in Martha's desk and calling the cops on her. But when Brian arrives at work, Martha isn't as mad at the funeral stuff as he thought she'd be.
In your own weird way, you were complimenting me.
What?
But yeah, Martha snaps after realizing what Brian has done, and she breaks free from the cops to push Brian down a stairwell.
You did this, didn't you? He did this! He planted that!
Martha, I'm so sorry.
You bastard!
Ow! My leg is broken!
With his leg and reputation broken, Brian has no choice but to quit the hotline, and once again go back to being broke. Out of all the jobs he looked at so far, and out of the ones that are still to come, this job is by far the one Brian wants to have a proper career in. And that is being a writer. There's only one problem with that, though. He's pretty bad at it.
A writer who inherits a magic typewriter that writes for him, but then it turns out the typewriter is racist? Totally makes sense.
But Brian's writing luck changes, and it's all thanks to his son. Yep, Brian has a son called Dylan, who he's basically neglected all of his life, but he's now a budding young actor who works for Disney.
In entertainment news, Hollywood comes to Quahog in the form of a new Disney Channel show called Parent Boppers about a group of teen detectives. Stars local teen and Irish trash Dylan Flanagan.
So of course, Brian now wants to meet up with his son and be in his life. You know, in the hopes he can get his foot in the writing door and work in the industry.
And you know what's weird? You're on a show, I'm a writer. It's almost like the universe is trying to, I don't know, make us work together or something. I don't know.
Dylan wants to reconnect with his dad, so he pulls some strings and he gets Brian on board his show as a staff writer.
All right, guys, before we begin today, I want to introduce our newest staff writer, Brian Griffin.
Hi, guys. Yes, I am that Brian Griffin. You probably have my novel, but just so you know, in here, I'm just one of the guys.
Don't worry, we'll be talking about that novel in a little while, but for now, let's take a look at Brian doing his thing. And by thing, I mean this.
Are you afraid right now?
What? No.
That's what's wrong. You should be. You know, art is scary. This is writing, man. The viewer wants to be...
Even though he's on the staff writing team, Brian doesn't just stop there with his weird nitpicking. He starts rewriting already finished scripts.
Again with this? Yesterday you had Dakota give herself an abdomen punch abortion during her volleyball tournament.
Hey, 7th grade can be hell.
Brian, you're fired.
Wait, what?
Honestly, I'm surprised it took them that long to pull the plug on him. He tries to worm his way back into the setup, but he can't, so instead, let's take a look at another time Brian's writing made him some money, when he started writing for The Hog in season 19.
Hey everyone, I have some news. I got a job writing for Quahog's top website, The Hog. Starting tomorrow, I'm an online journalist.
Also, Brian's writing for Quahog's version of BuzzFeed. Got it. To be fair to him, though, he does nail the interview.
So, Brian, I got a great recommendation from your last employer.
Yes, I worked for Mr. Skin at $5 a pun. You know, I came up with Hallie's Berries, L. Fanny.
You're really good at children.
Hey, I didn't say it was a good thing. He doesn't have to head into an office to work either. He can just work from home, but that somehow makes him more insufferable.
Cup of joe and a greasy roll, please.
Okay, whatever this is, I already hate it.
Sorry, I'm up against a deadline on a big story. Major ramifications. Lid, prepare to be blown off.
Yeah, I'm with Lois on this one. Brian can't really find a story that's, you know, worthwhile to write, so he heads with Stewie to the Quahog Historical Society to see if he can find any juice for a story, and he finds the founder of Pawtucket Ale, Pawtucket Pat's Records.
Oh my God. What? He says that he didn't create his recipe for beer. He stole it from some Native Americans and killed them to keep his secret.
Now that's a story worth writing a sloppy article about. Brian puts pen to paper, or hands to keyboard, or pause to... and posts an article revealing the truth.
What are you guys doing? Why are you so upset about Pat?
Pawtucket Pat was a phony!
I remember you.
But no, he isn't. He's a hero.
Not anymore! He's a racist murderer!
You're right, Petey. There is a lot wrong with it. His story splits the town. One side wants to remove the statue, the other doesn't, so Brian figures he's gonna have to take the law into his own hands. And Brian's supposed to be one of the smarter people in Quahog. With the statue gone, Brian risks more than losing his job. He could lose his freedom and go to jail over this, but luckily the statue is found, is put in a museum for safekeeping, and Brian is fired for being a hack writer who never wrote another good story again. But it's not the last time he made money off of writing. There is still another, although it didn't start in a good place, after he gets these packages from his publishing company.
Weird, look what they used to pack your book in. Shredded up pieces of your book.
Okay, that's it. I'm finished.
What are you talking about?
I'm finished. I'm done. It's over. Clearly, I am not meant to be a writer. I have tried, and nothing has worked out.
And there's 300 boxes of Brian's record-breaking novel, faster than the speed of love. Not a single copy sold, and as you can see, he's pretty disheartened by it. But when he reads the New York Times bestseller list, he realizes it's not a novel the people want, it's a lame self-help book, so he writes his own.
You want to hear it? Oh, definitely. What are you calling it? Wish it, want it, do it. Love it. Thanks. Okay, chapter 1. Wish it. What are all the things you want most in the world? Use the following blank pages to write down all of your dreams and desires. Oh, brilliant.
And Stewie has a publishing contact that opens a few doors to get Brian's book on the shelves, which means it can be reviewed by critics, and the reviews are in.
Can you believe it? Wish it, want it, do it got 3 stars. How hilarious is that?
It's not hilarious. It's great, Brian. That's a huge accomplishment.
Brian's book soon starts skyrocketing in popularity, and he becomes a bit of a semi-celeb, doing appearances on TV and book signing gigs.
I just want to say that I can't tell you how much your book has helped me.
Uh-huh. What's your name?
It's Jan.
Okay, here you go, Dan.
Hey, well, it's nice to see he's grateful for all the fame and fortune. Nothing says gratitude by showing contempt for your fans. Despite Brian's moodiness, it doesn't stop his star from rising, and soon he's going on big nationwide TV shows with hosts like Bill Maher.
To the laziest kind of self-help within the narrowest socioeconomic range. I mean, yeah, you can wish it and you can do it, but only if you have the educational advantages, the societal advantages that, like, what, 5% of the country have?
Considering Brian wrote Wish It, Want It, Do It in protest for how harmful those books can be, he can hardly defend that viewpoint, can he?
Help people like with cancer or in Darfur.
Well, I mean, it's not really for them. It's for, like, if you want a car.
With his book now being universally panned for it being seen as the con it is, Brian's fame and fortune nosedives, and he's back to being an unemployed dog who writes solely for the love of it. Now, remember a little while ago I said Brian had a brush in with showbiz that was a little bigger than when he was on The Bachelor? Well, that's all thanks to his wonderful singing voice. And a little bit of luck, because while drunk, he meets Frank Sinatra Jr.
Hey, buddy, you're not looking so good.
Who cares how I look? Nothing matters. We could all die tomorrow, every one of us.
Well, isn't that a damn good reason to live it up today?
But it really is. And after hearing Frank Jr.'s words and then seeing him be so free on stage, Brian realizes he might be right. So he figures, hey, what the heck, and gets up on stage.
Who can say, miracle we found, love comes but once and
Yeah, he's not bad. Frank Jr. sees the potential in Brian and asks him to sing on a regular basis at the Cabana Club.
You know, Brian, when you wear that suit, it looks like you're taking a white poop, but it's stuck.
Come on, Brian, you're living the dream. At least crack a smile. Stewie does maybe cross the line a bit by coming out during one of his sets.
I do my drinking in the evening time when I'm in Rhode Island.
Get out of here!
But still, though, it's all fun, and Frank Jr. don't mind, so he lets Stewie join in on the action.
Like a bowl of chowder and a big clam cake. And we love Rhode Island.
Whoever said three's a crowd never heard these guys sing. Boy, do they sound good together. The boys form a new rat pack, but the fame and fortune kind of goes to Brian's head a little, and he ends up losing Stewie after one of their gigs.
Brian, there you are. Do you have any idea what time it is? Stewie was supposed to be in bed 2 hours ago.
Oh, yeah, he was right here, right next to me like 4 hours ago.
Stewie does make it home, but he's a little hurt after a run-in with a wild deer.
You may have noticed I'm missing an ear. Managed to pull it out of the deer's mouth and put it in some ice I got at a 7-Eleven. So when you're ready to apologize, just talk into this cup.
As punishment for not looking after Stewie, the family bans him from singing with Frank Jr. anymore, which is fair, I guess, but it crushes Brian, as singing was like his emotional outlet. So he reacts pretty badly and, well, bites Peter.
You stay out of my life! What the hell is happening to you?
After this, Brian leaves and hits the bottle pretty hard. But Stewie finds him and tells him that he cares about Brian and convinces him to come back and sing at the Cabana Club. And even though he's been banned by Peter and Lois, he agrees.
Yesterday had got me feeling kind of blue.
So you left and we replaced you with a Jew. Lady, you're fired. Oi!
He apologizes to Peter, everything is forgiven, and Brian is back in the family again. It's not clear if he steps away from the club, but I imagine he no longer works there. If he ever wants to do a spot of singing, though, he's more than welcome. It's real Hollywood time now, though. And I promised you we'd be back. After doing some dead-end jobs, which we saw earlier, Brian's cousin Jasper, who he's staying with, gets him in touch with a producer who might be able to help him with getting in the industry.
I was thinking Halle Berry would be perfect as the camp counselor all the kids want to get with.
Jasper was right. You're very talented.
But sadly, it's not a writer on Hollywood's hottest new show. It's not far off.
Have you ever thought about directing?
Oh, just every waking hour.
Well, I got this movie. I'm not gonna lie, it's a low-budget movie, but the script is solid.
Okay, being a director. Now we're getting somewhere. I know he said low budget, but still, making an artsy film might just be right up Brian's alley.
This is some kind of shampoo commercial, right?
Do I have to sleep with the dog in this one?
Hey, can someone fluff Paul? He's got like a windsock thing going on. So this is some kind of shampoo commercial, right?
I mean, you can still try and make it your own, Brian. But I can understand why being an adult film director might not be for you. Still, though, he signs on to the project and literally puts his director's hat on.
Okay, nice take, Jenna. But let's try giving the lines a little subtext this time. Your husband's always away on business, and you feel increasingly isolated and unloved. So you begin to think maybe you should go back to graduate school and finish your dissertation. And that's when you notice the cable man has taken his pants off.
It's a shame that solid direction is being wasted on a film like this. It's about to get a little uncomfortable for Brian, though, because the family comes down from Quahog to visit him, and they also visit the set.
Hey, this house looks kind of familiar.
There's Brian!
All right, now, Samuel, when you lay her down in front of the fireplace, I want you to enter from... Oh, my God. Hey, you guys.
He's so embarrassed to see them because he's been lying to them about what he's actually doing every day. They think he's an actual film director, not, making smut. I'm not making smut. Not just any smut, though. Award-nominated smut.
Brian!
Hey.
You're nominated for 3 of the 7 films you directed yesterday. Add Mama to the Train, The Purple Head of Cairo, and, what was the 3rd one?
You've got mail...
And eventually award-winning.
Brian Griffin.
Despite winning and being a pretty decent director, Brian heads on back home to Quahog with his family after coming clean to them about his line of work. I guess if he wants to work in the industry, he wants to do it in a less exploitative way. And those are all the jobs we could find that Brian has ever worked. Big thanks to everyone on the team who made this video possible. Click the video on screen for more animated goodness, and as always, guys, thank you all for watching. I say it every video, and I feel like it's just, just one of those things you say, but legitimately, these channels would be nothing without y'all. Whether y'all come here to put the video on in the background, actually watch it, or type in the comments of how I called the Flying Dutchman Davy Jones that one time. However it be, thank you all very much for watching.